was able to come to that fig tree and that didn't have no fruit on it, that looked like it was dead, and they was getting ready to cut it down. He said, no, this is a good tree, produce fruit. You know what I'm saying? And the tree produced fruit. Then he came to another fig tree that had the appearance of being a strong and healthy tree, but yet it was producing bad fruit. And then he spoke to that tree and he said, I cursed this tree, in 3 days it's going to shiver up and die because it was bad at its roots. You know what I'm saying? He was able to communicate with plants. He was able to communicate with the water. That's why when he was asleep, right? You know what I'm saying? He was asleep, but the wind was blowing real hard, and the waves was threatening the boat. The boat was finna sink. You know what I'm saying? In the ocean. So the disciples came and woke him up, and he went out to the water. And he said, "You have little faith. Why have you awakened me?" And then he spoke to the water. He said, "Isakarabakati sakati." And then he spoke to the wind. He shouted, "Hato hashu," and the wind silent up. You know what I'm saying? That's because he was able to, he had mastery over all of the elements. You know what I'm saying? He had mastery over all of the elements, and he understood the exact names of those so-called gods or the spirit that controls those elements. Like Shu, in the Egyptian, you know what I'm saying, religion, in the Egyptian system, right? Kemet, dealing with ancient Kemet, the Egyptian system, right? Shu was the name of the wind god. He was the name of air. That's why when you sneeze, you know what I'm saying, you go, Hashu, and you sneeze. That's also why when people want you to get up out of here, they'll be like, Shu, get out of here. That's dealing with air. That's dealing with air. You know what I'm saying? Tying your shoes. Shoes allows you to run. You know what I'm saying? Shoes allow you to, you know what I'm saying? It gives you, it's dealing with air. It's dealing with air. That's why he was able to communicate with all of the elements. He was able to control all of the elements. You know what I'm saying? He had mastery over all of the elements. Why? He was a sorcerer. He was the highest sorcerer in the land. He was above witchcraft. He was above paganism, even though he was all of that. See, a pagan is just somebody who understands all of the elements. You know, you get hypersensitive about the word because you were brainwashed as a Christian to hate, you know what I'm saying, your origins. When paganism was the original first system set up by the shamans. You know what I'm saying? They study spirit. And pagan just means that they were into nature. They were into the elements. The element of water, the element of air, the element of fire, the element of earth, the element of ether, the element of carbon. They were into these elements. They had mastery over these elements. You see what I'm saying? So then you have your pagan religions that deals with nature. You know what I'm saying? Then you have your religion that has Abrahamic roots from Abraham. And the Abrahamic root religions are Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Those are all religions that have Abrahamic roots. There are Abrahamic roots. Then you have your original spirit religions. The original religion was shamanism. That was the first spiritual practice, shamanism. You know what I'm saying? And after that came paganism, Wicca, and all of those different things. So they want you to think that witchcraft is evil. They want you to think the sorcery is evil. They want you to think that magic is evil. They want you to hate your ancestors. They programmed you as a Christian to hate your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, everywhere they go with that motherfucking cross, they're going around killing people. They're going around making you think that your gift is a curse, convincing you that magic is evil, convincing you that sorcery is evil. Fuck that. It's time to wake up and come back to reality. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with magic. Absolutely nothing wrong with witchcraft. Absolutely nothing wrong with sorcery. That was the government setting up their institution so that they can maintain power and control over the people. And they were using the religious facilities at the time. They made a deal with the priest of Eli. That's where you get the word Leviathan from. Those are two words, Levi and Athens. Levi dealing with the priest of Levi, you know what I'm saying? Under the priest Eli's rule, the Levi priests were over the people. They controlled the minds of the people in the spiritual aspect of the people. You know what I'm saying? Levi, Athens like Athens, Greece, Athens, you know what I'm saying, Georgia. You put those two words together, you get Leviathan, that entity, Leviathan. Levi, Athens. Levi means binding. Athens means law, binding law. So when they finally perfected their system, right, and they gave birth to the Hellenistic Empire, and Rome was going around conquering and implementing the Uniform Commercial Code, right, the UCC. What was happening was you had the church manipulating the minds of people. They were going around killing all of the magicians, all of the pagans, everyone who had direct contact with spirit, all of the scientists, all of the, you know what I'm saying, sorcerers, everyone who had abilities. They were going around trying to kill them and pumping fear into people. Then they brainwash people with this sin shit. What you're doing is evil. It's a sin. You know what I'm saying? They brainwash people with this, everything is a sin shit. When sin is the original name of the moon. Sin is the original name of the moon god. For those, by the way, for those who want to know, I'm finna light some sage. Sin is the original name of the moon. You know what I'm saying? Ancestors, come and fill my vessel. I purified my temple. So, it's important for you, you know what I'm saying, to know your roots. It's important for you to know your roots. Christ was a superhero. He was also a shapeshifter. He also had the ability to teleport. He had the ability to teleport. You know what I'm saying? How else can you explain when he said, I bind up all powers of Belperith, all powers of Nergal, Nefarious, I bind up all powers of Beelzebub, I bind up all powers of Leviathan, I bind up all powers of Satan, I bind up all powers of Lucifer, I bind up all powers of Abigor, I bind up all powers of Olivet, I bind up all powers of Asmodeus, and cast them all out to the bottomless pits. I bind up all powers of Beelzebub, I bind up all powers of Baphomet, I bind up all powers of Asmodeus, I bind up all powers of Belphegor, and cast them all out to the bottomless pits. I bind up all powers of Nergal, Nefarious, Siberius, Zagin, Thomas. I bind up all powers of Dumos. I bind up all powers of Lilith, and cast them all out to the bottomless pits. You know, so back to what I was saying. How do you think that? Remember when Christ, Yahshua, who you call Christ, had sent his disciples to cross the Galilee River? Remember when he sent them to cross the Galilee River? Remember that? All right. Remember, you know what I'm saying? They was like, well, what about you? Messiah, what about you? Right? He was like, don't worry about me. By the time they got to the other side of the river, he was already there. How can you explain that? He was a teleporter. He teleported. He had the ability of teleportation. Not only that, but he was a shapeshifter. You have to realize, beloved, that's why you have to rightfully divide the word of God in truth. You have to realize, beloved, that, you know what I'm saying, when he interacted, when he was around his disciples and he interacted with his disciples, right? Him being around his disciples and interacting with his disciples, it wasn't as if, you know, he was just around his disciples. He was healing the multitudes. He was dealing with multiple people all over. Everywhere he went, he was dealing with the multitudes, multiple, you know what I'm saying, people. He was healing thousands of people surrounding him. And he was the primary focus of those thousands of people. So everywhere he went, somebody just wanted to touch him. If I could just touch him, I'll be healed. He'd cast out the demon. He'll you know what I'm saying? He'll heal the lame. He'll heal the blind. He'll, you know what I'm saying, cure the mute. If I could just touch him. So there was absolutely no way that he was escaping those crowds. So when it says that the Pharisees came to seize him, right, when it said that he disappeared in the crowd, how the fuck do you explain him disappearing in